A few days ago, fellow directors of our resource intermediaries Kenya Limited and I were in Nairobi, Kenya, for the inaugural meeting of the board of our new company, Resource Intermediaries Kenya Limited. We had planned to stay one extra day to get a feel of Nairobi, and what better way to do so than to plan some tours that were within Nairobi itself. By the way, it was my first time in Kenya. Plus, I love nature. And what better experiences there of nature than to see animals and birds in their natural habitats? Our tour guide, Polycarp, was a gentleman, a fantastic one who made our tour more pleasant. He's in his ninth year with the national park. We were picked up at 6:30 a.m. so that we can have a good chance to see many of the animals. Best times we were told is early morning or late in the evening. Great to be here. Nice, thank you. Our first point of call was the Nairobi National Park. The Nairobi National Park is a national park in Kenya that was established in 1946, about 7 kilometers south of Nairobi. It is fenced on three sides, whereas the open southern boundary allows migrating wildlife to move between the park and the adjacent Kitengela plains. And as we drove on, the first animal that my eyes caught were buffaloes grazing as the sun was rising, and plenty to feed on here. And soon after, I spotted the guinea fowls, a delicacy where I come from. Then we came across the Egyptian goose, looking so beautiful also in its many colors. From the distance, our eagle-eyed tour guide, Polycarp, spotted some rhinos buried in the lake, barely visible. Thanks to my phone, I was able to zoom in, and there they were. And by the time I refocused back to land, it was to see these beautiful birds called blacksmiths. And soon it was the turn of the great heron. By the way, the weather was very cold, and here was I just trying to man up. Everybody else had a jacket on. I forgot mine in the hotel room. It was chilly. You can hear the wind just blowing and howling in the background. And as we moved on, there we came across the impala, these good-like creatures. The males have horns. The alpha male actually fight for the territories, and once they win, they're in charge of all of the territory. And every other male actually is made to just leave the clan for 3 months. They become bachelors for 3 months. And the alpha male has his way with all the females, whether an interesting group of animals. And they were all over this territory. And I just love the skin glowing, obviously, with so much food to eat in this neighborhood. Oh, yes, and that's Professor Ololade Wright, co-director, who is on a trip with me. As we moved on, we found the stray wild dog, the jackal. Now, they usually hunt and move around in groups. Strange how this one got to be left alone here. And here you meet Jane Sewer, another co-director, Kenyan Maasai. Here's my Maasai friend. In part of her regalia.
In her colors.
In her colors.
Blood in our regalia.
Yeah.
And he's not Maasai, he's just a friend of the Maasai.
Yes. He's a cousin.
He's a cousin of the Maasai.
Cousin of the Maasai.
And she just walks with the Maasai. And there again we spot another impala. And this one is so close. So we had to zoom in again. But then just suddenly pulled his tail between his legs, raised its head, obviously an indication that it had sensed something, maybe a lion or something coming around, and then takes flight. Well, just in time for us to see these leopard birds nestling there in the grass. And then the magnificent Maasai giraffes looking so splendid. Look at the height, look at the neck. Ah, I wish I could get close. Well, it's a wish that I'll soon fulfill later today. Then you have the yellow-necked spackle. Then from the distance, my eyes caught the reebok. Yes, this goat-like creature from where the South African cricket team derives its name. Reebok. Reebok. And here with Theo. Your first name?
Alex.
And Alex?
Yeah.
Your first name? Your first name?
Abdi.
Abdi.
Yeah.
This were some of the Rangers at the spot where we took up the bathroom break. So we had shots with them and spent time getting educated and just getting to know them a bit better. And as we moved on, we came across a large catch of various animals feeding and basically just not being any threat whatsoever to each other, all in one place. And here I also found out the Dhaka impalas are females. So you have zebras, you have more impalas here in the background. Such a lovely sight. Just so many of them all over the place. Ostrich, you see, these are ostriches. There's some rhinos also in the background. I'm trying to get my camera to just zoom over to this ones. And just when I got the rhinos in view, they appear to be getting set for a fight. You can see this is one on the left. I'll soon get in view the other one. Basically huffing and puffing, huffing and puffing, huffing and puffing. There you see the second one. And it's like they're about to charge each other. And I was so excited, hoping to catch this scene, only for them to have cold feet. And rather than charge each other, the stubborn rhino that appeared to have been the aggressor just turned, actually coming towards where we were. Of course, you can bet there was panic in the vehicle. Then it kept coming. Then suddenly a key or something dropped in our vehicle. And that was a cue for our experienced guide Polycarp to give us a quick lecture on rhinos. That the rhinos are very shy animals with poor eyesight, so they're very sensitive to sound. Just even the key drop in the vehicle got it to turn towards us. We were to maintain absolute silence. Absolute silence. And then we watched as the rhino occasionally took a glance in our direction. At this moment, we're absolutely quiet. Obviously, out of fear and panic. Who sent us message? We from Lagos, Nigeria to Kenya. But thankfully, the rhino just walked behind us and walked away. Ha! We were safe after all, safe at last. And then this beautiful gazelles, I believe they're called. Oh, just look at how beautiful they look. Man, it's nothing like seeing this in their natural habitat as we're doing. And then again, it looks like there's going to be a lock of horns. And I was just waiting to capture the scenes. Obviously, they were not ready for me. And there you have in the back there some herd of buffaloes. And a lot of them. What a sight to behold. Now, but it takes nature lovers like me anyway to appreciate this. Truly lovely. Indeed, God is awesome in His creation, and there's no better place to experience this than in the wilds, especially in a controlled environment like this. And just look at the beauty of these animals. And then here we have the bastard. Yes, the bastard. That's what this bird is called. Because it's noted that this strange looking bird, once it gives birth, it immediately abandons its young one and just moves on. It's just not bothered. And that's why they grew up with no mother care, no parental care whatsoever. That's why they're called the bastard. What an interesting description. I just look at as it's roaming around. I kind of feel sorry for this bird. You know, it's been just a bastard. And then, just like every good thing, our ride was fast coming to an end. And I just looked around, excited and happy to have experienced this. Our next point of call is the Sheldrick Wildlife Trust, one of the most kept and most successful trusts. Here they cater for orphaned rhinos and elephants who have been orphaned through wild acts of poachers or even wild animals out there in the wild. And here you have one of the two rhinos that they have in this enclosure. This is Raka. You can see her tail is off. The tail was bitten off by hyenas who almost devoured her fully. That blanket on her is to keep her warm from surgeries that had to be taken to get her to this stage. She's 1 year old, but far smaller than her size. Here they have two rhinos and 21 elephants. And the elephants coming out for their morning milkshake. Yes, milkshake. And they truly enjoy this moment. And it was an interesting sight to behold. Some of them were very naughty. Quite a few were quite calm. They fed milk, and this happens between 11 and 12. And I'm told that this process, they need to take a lot of milk at this stage because they're basically still babies. Elephants live to be about as old as humans, average age 70 years. But the elephants here today are between 3 and 5 years old. Yeah, that's one of the naughty ones, going for more milk. And I just couldn't come this far and not get a feel of the body and the skin of the elephant. It's pretty hard, really. Pretty hard skin, rough. And then again, this too has come to an end, and we're off again to another interesting place, the Giraffe Center, where we see the giraffes, again, in a controlled environment, but here was exciting to see them up close. Look at that beautiful height and the skin of the giraffe. And here they get the opportunity to feed them, right? And the giraffes here are practically overfed because tourists feed them practically from morning till night, and they eat a lot. They're actually very calm, playful animals. Of course, these ones also have been domesticated even further. And while quite a few people were quite hesitant to get up close and feed them, I quickly noticed the sign, please watch out for giraffe headbutts. And not principally to harm you, just in their playful manner. And there, I had my moments, and it was really exciting. Though, got very slimy. I had to wash my hands after. And again, the tour was coming to an end. And we did have fun. But then, by this time, which is about 2, 3 p.m., hunger had set in. And we had to go find somewhere to eat. And we found a wonderful, lovely restaurant in Kenya called Tiva in Kenya. Cultiva is a global restaurant chain. And here in Kenya, and I believe the chain itself is noted for organic food. And we're surrounded actually by a farm where we could see where all the products come from. And we had a good time. Oh, we had a good time. This is one more item in my bucket list ticked off. Yes, I work hard, I play hard, but I never confuse the two.